Grimholt was a wound on the earth, its coal-stained streets and crumbling tenements suffocating under a sky of perpetual soot. In December 2025, Finn Harrow, 14, eked out existence in Miss Verna's foster home on Cinder Row. A wiry boy with haunted gray eyes and unkempt black hair, his clothes threadbare. Orphaned at 7 when his parents, Eliza and Thomas, perished in a fire at their hardware shop, Finn clung to fragments, their warm hugs, a lullaby's hum, then screams swallowed by flames. The town deemed it a gas leak, but whispers of arson festered. Verna's home was a prison 6 foster kids. Finn, the smallest, ignored or beaten, his chores endless. School was a gauntlet. Gideon Holt, 16, the mayor's cruel son, targeted Finn, his fists leaving bruises that never faded. One stormy night, after Gideon's gang cornered Finn in an alley, leaving him bloodied, he fled to the foster home's attic, his refuge of dusty crates and cobwebs. Lightning cracked, casting his shadow on the warped wall. It twitched without him. Its edges curled, forming a hand that beckoned. Finn's breath caught. "You're not alone," it whispered, voice like wind through dead leaves, soft yet piercing. "I'm here," Finn, trembling, asked. "What are you?" The shadow rippled, grinning. "Your shadow. Your friend. Call me Shade." It mimicked Finn's slump, then spun, weaving a wolf's silhouette, making Finn smile despite his fear. Shade promised, "I'll protect you." Finn, starved for kindness, trusted it. Shade hid by day, silent unless Finn was alone. At night, it danced in the attic, shaping Finn's memories. His mother's face, his father's laugh. It knew his pain Verna's slaps, Gideon's taunts, the other kids' scorn. "I see their hearts," Shade murmured. "Their lies." Finn, curious, pressed. "Like what?" Shade's eyes glinted. "Gideon steals from his father." Finn, doubting, tailed Gideon to Mayor Holt's office, spotting him pocketing cash from a safe. Shade's truth shook Finn, cementing trust. The next night, Shade whispered about Verna. "She sells your food, pockets the money." Finn snuck to her office, finding a ledger sales to a black market dealer. The kids' rations slashed. Fury sparked, but Shade cooed. "Bide your time." Finn confided in Lila, 15, a foster girl with sharp brown eyes and a knack for lockpicking, the only one who showed him kindness. Lila, skeptical, believed him about Shade but cautioned, "If it knows secrets, it's dangerous." Finn bristled. "It's my friend." At school, Shade slithered under desks, unseen, nudging Finn to dodge Gideon's pranks a tripwire, a shoved locker. One night, Shade whispered, "The fire that killed your parents? No accident." Finn's heart seized. "Who did it?" Shade's form darkened, voice a hiss. "Soon, Finn, trust me." The attic froze, Shade's silhouette growing claws, and Finn felt a pull comfort, but laced with dread. A new situation unfolded. Shade led Finn to a hidden attic box, revealing a singed photo of his parents, their eyes scratched out. "They're watching," Shade said. Finn clutched it, unsure if Shade was ally or omen. January's ice choked Grimholt, and Shade's whispers became Finn's compass. Nightly at 3 a.m., Finn met Shade in the attic, its form taller, edges jagged, voice now a gravelly purr. It unveiled Grimholt's rot. Mr. Carver, the butcher, sold tainted meat. Miss Harrow, the librarian, hid occult texts. Pastor Wren bribed sinners for silence. Finn, driven, verified each spoiled cuts in Carver's freezer, forbidden books in Harrow's basement, cash-stuffed Bible. Shade's truths were a drug, but its tone shifted, urging Finn to make them pay. Carver poisons kids, it snarled. Finn resisted, but Shade's eyes burned red, its claws grazing the attic floor. Shade's power surged. It detached from Finn, slinking through Grimholt's alleys, returning with secrets. Gideon's plan to frame Finn for vandalism. Verna's scheme to sell a foster boy. Toby to a labor gang. Finn, with Lila's help, thwarted Gideon, spray painting thief on his bike, deflecting blame. For Toby, Finn slipped Miss Tate, the social worker, a note about Verna's deal, saving him. Shade gloated. We're unstoppable. But Lila, alarmed, saw Finn's hands shake, his eyes hollow. Shade's twisting you, she said. Finn snapped. It's justice. Yet fear gnawed Shade's laughter was cruel, its form sprouting horns. The fire's mystery deepened. Shade hissed. Mayor Holt planned it. Finn broke into Holt's office, finding a 2018 fire report. Harrow's hardware, arson confirmed, case buried, Holt's signature sealing it. A land deal followed, Holt's factory rising on the ashes. Shade pushed. Confront him, hurt him. Finn recoiled. Violence wasn't him. Shade loomed. Coward. Finn fled to Lila, who scoured library archives, uncovering a 1,890 Grimholt tale. A shadow binder, a demon that binds to the grieving, feeding on rage, turning hosts into avengers. Shade's using you, Lila said. Finn, torn, felt Shade's presence, its silence a threat. New situations arose. Shade sabotaged Gideon's bike, causing a crash, his arm broken. Finn, horrified, begged Shade to stop. It laughed. He deserved it. At school, Shade whispered about Miss Tate. She takes bribes to ignore foster abuse. Finn found her ledger, confirming it, and exposed her anonymously, shaking Grimholt's trust. Shade's gifts escalated a charred key from the fire, found in Verna's drawer, unlocking nothing. Finn dreamed of his parents, burning, whispering, "Find us." Shade's voice overlapped. Holt's the key. Finn, unraveling, followed Holt, spotting him with Carver and Wren. Their whispers about cleaning up loose ends. Shade's claws tightened. Finn's heart racing. Grimholt was a snake pit, and Shade was his guide, or his noose. February's frost turned Grimholt to a crypt, and Finn's soul teetered. Shade was a beast, its silhouette a towering horror with crimson eyes and writhing spikes, its voice a furnace. It roamed free, untethered, haunting Grimholt's shadows, returning with bloodier secrets. Dr. Vale poisoned patients for profit. Miss Ferris, the grocer, hid stolen goods. Miss Harrow practiced dark rituals. Finn, sickened, exposed Vale's drugs, saving lives, but Shade demanded. Slit his throat. Finn refused, but Shade seized his hands, carving guilty into Vale's desk. You're mine! It roared, its claws slicing Finn's arm, blood dripping. Lila, desperate, found a 1700s journal by Amos Grimm, Grimholt's founder. The shadow binder feeds on grief, twists the host to kill. Only facing pain breaks it. She proposed a ritual salt, blood, a vow to release vengeance. Finn, terrified, agreed, but Shade struck, locking Lila in a coal shed, whispering to Finn, "She's a traitor." Finn freed her, but doubt festered. Shade's fire clues sharpened. Holt, Carver, and Wren burned the shop for land, Eliza and Thomas in the way. Finn found a 2018 photo in Ren's Vestrieholt's trio at the fire's ruins, grinning. A singed ledger listing Harrow payment. Rage consumed him. Shade chanting, "Kill them." Grimholt grew hostile. Holt's men shadowed Finn, suspecting his leaks. Gideon's gang ambushed him in a junkyard, knives gleaming. But Shade intervened, their shadows writhing, boys fleeing in terror. Finn, shaken, felt Shade's thrill. More. Lila. Now, Finn's anchor uncovered a witness, Mrs. Lyle, who saw Holt's men with gas cans in 2018. Lyle, frail, begged secrecy. Fearing Holt, Shade pushed Finn to Holt's office, forcing his shadow hand to choke Holt's shadow. Holt collapsed, gasping, as Finn tore free, sobbing. Shade snarled, "Pathetic!" A new situation. Shade revealed Lila's secrether father, a drunk, carried gas for Holt's men, then vanished. Finn confronted Lila, who wept. "I was a kid." Shade cackled, Finn's trust shattering. More situations piled on. Shade vandalized Carver's shop, smashing jars, scrawling "murderer." Finn, blamed, hid in the church, where Shade whispered, "Ren's next." Finn found Ren's stash stolen fire relics, including Finn's mother's locket. Shade urged, "Burn the church." Finn resisted, but Shade moved his hands, lighting a candle, flames licking pews. Finn doused it, fleeing. Shade's laughter echoing. At school, Shade tripped a teacher, Mr. Polk, who'd mocked Finn, his ankle snapping. Finn, horrified, saw Shade's eyes everywhere, streetlights, windows, his own reflection. Lila, frantic, stole Grimm's grimoire from Harrow's lair, its ritual Finn's last hope. But Shade dragged Finn's shadow body to Holt's mansion, forcing him to scrawl "burn" in ash. Finn collapsed, Shade vowing, "You're mine." March's darkness buried Grimholt, and Finn's war with Shade raged. Shade was a god, its form a colossus of claws and eyes, haunting Grimholt's streets, choking shadows, breaking minds. It ruined Carver. His shop burned, exposed Ren, his flock turning, left Holt gaunt, his shadow bleeding. Finn, sleepless, saw Shade in every corner, its voice relentless. "They killed your family." Act. He and Lila, fractured but united, dug deeper. A 2018 insurance claim showed Holt's trio gained $5 million from the fire's land, now Grimholt's factory hub. Miss Lyle's testimony, recorded by Lila, named Holt's men Carver's son, Ren's brother. Finn sent it to Brighthaven police, but Shade burned the tape, snarling, "No outsiders." Shade's power bled into Finn. His rage summoned at Carver's meat spoiled, Ren's Bible shredded, Holt's car wrecked, all by Finn's unwilling hands. Townsfolk whispered of demons, Holt blaming Finn, his men torching a shed to frame him. Finn hid in the factory's ruins, Shade urging, "End them here." Lila smuggled him to Lyle, who gave a new statement, but Holt's men attacked. Lyle hospitalized. Shade laughed. See their fear? Finn's dreams were torture. His parents, charred, screaming, "Avenge us." He woke, Shade holding their wedding rings, stolen from Ren's safe. "Holt wears them," it lied. Finn stormed Holt's home, finding nothing, Holt's terror feeding Shade's glee. New situations escalated. Shade haunted Verna's home, moving objects, scaring kids, pinning blame on Finn. Verna locked him in the cellar, but Shade freed him, whispering, "She's next." Finn, desperate, exposed Verna's theft to Tate, shutting her home. But Shade turned on Tate, revealing her bribes to Grimholt's elite. Tate fled. Finn blamed. Gideon's gang struck again, cornering Finn in an alley. But Shade broke their shadows, one boy fainting, Gideon vowing revenge. Lila's ritual failed salt burned, but Shade grew stronger, its claws slashing Finn's chest. The grimoire demanded Finn's blood, his parents' memory, and sacrifice his vengeance. Finn, cornered, prepared, but Shade dragged him to the factory, its rusted beams pulsing, Holt's men circling. More chaos unfolded. Shade possessed Grimholt's shadows, streetlights flickering, dogs howling. Townsfolk rioted, blaming Finn, Holt fueling their fear. Lila, shunned for her father's role, stole a fire relica charred hammer from Carver's basement, proof of his guilt. Finn, clutching it, faced Shade's vision. The fire, his parents screaming, Holt laughing. Shade roared, "Kill him now!" Finn resisted, Lila's voice faint, Grimholt collapsing, Shade's claws of ice. The factory was Shade's throne, its ash-choked ruins a shrine to Finn's loss. Holt, Carver, and Wren ambushed Finn, guns drawn, Gideon smirking. "You're finished!" Holt spat. Shade erupted, a storm of spikes and eyes, choking their shadows, their bodies writhing. Finn screamed, "Stop!" But Shade fed on his fury, its form swelling. Lila burst in, grimoire open, salt flying, chanting, "Finn, let go!" Shade shrieked, its claws slashing. But Finn's heart wavered, Holt's guilt was clear. But murder was Shade's will, not his. The grimoire's ritual demanded truth. Finn faced his grief, his parents' love, his failure to save them, his guilt over Lila, Grimholt himself. He sliced his palm, blood pooling, and spoke, "Eliza, Thomas, I'm sorry." Shade howled, its form cracking. Lila scattered salt, her voice fierce. "You're enough!" Finn renounced vengeance, dropping the hammer, clutching his mother's locket, Lila's gift, returned. "I forgive you," he told Lila, his parents, himself. Shade's spikes stabbed, but Finn stood firm, the factory quaking, ash falling. "You! Fail!" Shade gasped, collapsing into dust, its eyes fading. Holt's trio fell, alive but broken, their shadows still. Righthaven police, alerted by Lila's second call, stormed in, arresting them. Lyle's statement revived. Gideon fled, shamed. The factory silenced. Grimholt's air cleared. Finn's shadow normal, mute. Lila hugged him, tears falling. "You won." Finn, bleeding, felt his parents' warmth, a whisper. "You're free." Shade was gone. Its power Finn's forgiveness, not hate. The cost was brutal as trust, his innocence, but Finn had saved Grimholt and himself. Grimholt stirred under a fragile dawn, its soot softer. Holt, Carver, and Wren faced trial, their empire dust. Miss Tate reformed, took Finn and Lila in, a true home. Gideon vanished, his gang dissolved. Verna's kids were rehomed, her house razed. Finn burned his parents' rings in the factory's ashes, Lila at his side, their bond unbreakable. Grimholt's curses faded, Shade a legend. Finn's saga a quiet truth, dozens of secrets, dozens of souls freed. Finn carved his parents' names on a tree, their love alive. A wind carried their lullaby, "You're enough." On Cinder Rose Hill, Lila smiled. "You broke it." Finn nodded. "They saved me." A plaque marked Tate's home. Shadows whisper, "Choose hope." Asterisk, Finn's odyssey proved that in grief's chokehold, A shadow born in pain's hiss scans spark redemption. Stay vigilant, honor the lost, and defy the dark when it calls.